Hi, so I am going to start a series on countries that I've been to that I think are underrated. So I think number one, I'm going to start with Croatia. I loved Croatia. Disclaimer, we experienced some racism in Croatia, people making monkey noises at us, but it only happened once. And other than that, everybody else was just so warm and just so welcoming. And so I take it for for what it is. But other than that, Croatia is such a beautiful country. First of all, Croatia just spread itself across the Adriatic Sea, where like no other country, like Montenegro, couldn't even get a little bit of the coastline because Croatia said no, it's ours, we're gonna take it. So it just spread itself across the Adriatic Sea on the coastline. So it's just like I call dibs. Okay, Croatia said I call dibs. I love that because the coastline is gorgeous. A lot of people go to Italy, but if you want the similar vibe to like Lake Como, okay, maybe not. But if you want the same vibe in terms of nature to like Lake Como, I would recommend Croatia because the coastline of Croatia and the coastline of Italy, because they have the Adriatic Sea in between, they're very, very similar. And Croatia has some Venetian influence because at some point way back when when Venice was its own nation state, Venice would occupy Croatia and Croatia was under Venetian power and stuff like that. And so there would be fight between them, and Croatia's trying to get their country back and Venice trying to have control and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of tiff of beef between Croatia and Venice, at least back in the day. But there are some Venetian influences in Croatia. But the culture, the history, the nature is so beautiful. The food, I did Zadar first for 2 weeks, and it was amazing. The food was amazing. I would recommend Zadar over Dubrovnik when it comes to food. But when it comes to like the beach, I would definitely recommend Dubrovnik because it is right by you can swim like right next to the city center. You can swim, whereas like with Zadar, we had to like hop to like different islands or whatever, so that you can like go take a swim or whatever. But I would recommend Croatia. Croatia is beautiful. The food in Zadar, I'm talking about roasted potatoes, lamb, fresh grilled fish. It's just so good. The food in Dubrovnik was okay. It wasn't the best. Actually, we didn't like the food in Dubrovnik. And when we travel, especially like when I travel, I really want to eat whatever the locals are eating. I really want to eat whatever the national dishes are. I'm not going to whatever food, restaurants that are like for tourists for the most part. So, you know, I try to have a different experience. I'm usually like trying to figure out where is it all the locals are going to, so that's where I'm going to go so I can eat, so I can make sure that I have like the best experience. I'm not necessarily eating in the city center because a lot of the times with the city center, the food is just not as authentic, is not as good. The flavors are not always there. So, but yeah, Croatia, I would not mind planning like a group trip to Croatia because Croatia is gorgeous.